Here's why we should privatize Social Security. Let's talk about it. Social Security has become the largest single government program in the world, accounting for 24% of total US federal spending. So in this video, we're going to talk about why we should privatize Social Security. Number one, the current Social Security program will become insolvent in 2034, so a better system is urgently required. Due to an aging population and lower birth rate, the ratio of workers to retirees is shrinking, thereby reducing the funds available for future retirees. In 1940, the payroll tax contributions of 159 workers paid for the benefits of one recipient. In 2013, the estimated ratio was 2.8 workers to each recipient. Since 2010, Social Security has been paying out more in benefits than it receives in worker contributions. And according to a 2015 Social Security Trustees report, the trust funds will run out of money by 2034. Using the existing system to avert the pending collapse of Social Security would require deep cuts in benefits, heavy borrowing, or substantial tax hikes. A better solution is to switch to private retirement accounts that could be funded with existing payroll taxes. The Cato Institute's project on Social Security stated that moving to personal retirement accounts can reduce Social Security's debt and bring the system back into solvency. Reason number two, with personal accounts, retirees will see higher returns on their investment. The year-over-year growth rate for private investments is much higher than the return gained by retired workers in the current Social Security program, between 2.67% and 3.9% return on the contributions made by a medium income two-earner couple as of May 2015. The year-over-year growth rate for private investments is much higher than the return gained by retired workers in the current Social Security program. A private account earning a modest 5.5% real rate of return, someone with $50,000 of real annual earnings during his working years could accumulate enough to fund an annual payout of about $22,000 after age 67, essentially doubling the current Social Security benefit. Privatizing Social Security will put more money in the pockets of retirees. Reason number three, private accounts give individuals control over their retirement decisions. Americans are capable of making their own decisions regarding how their retirement contributions are invested. Private accounts would allow workers personal ownership and control over their retirement funds and broader freedom of choice. And if accounts were optional, they would also be free to choose whether to exercise the personal account option or stay entirely in the old Social Security framework. Reason number four, individual investment accounts would boost economic growth by injecting money back into America's financial system. The reduced tax burden, higher savings and investment results from personal accounts would substantially boost economic growth. This would result in more jobs, better jobs, and higher wages and overall income. In the decades following Chile's privatization of its pension system in 1981, the savings accounts that were established generated the equivalent of about 40% of GNP, and Chile's annual growth rate rose to above 7%, double the country's historic growth rate. Reason number five, privatization reduces government workforce, red tape, and wasteful spending. Minimizing the requirement of the federal government to provide retirement benefits reduces the bloated bureaucracy of the US government. The Social Security Administration currently employs almost 60,000 people at more than 1,400 offices across the country, with an operating budget of $12.5 billion. In 2014, about 26% of US federal spending, or $906 billion, went towards Social Security. If retirement benefits were managed by private companies, government bureaucracies would be greatly reduced. Reason number six, being able to invest in one's own private retirement account removes the uncertainty that accompanies the current government-controlled program. According to a 2010 Gallup poll, 60% of currently working adults assume they will not receive Social Security benefits when they retire. With private accounts, individuals will be paying into a fund that they control, instead of a government-controlled trust fund that they may run out of money before they ever receive the benefits they've earned. Private accounts enhance rather than reduce the likelihood that contributors will receive what they expect. Benefits are more, not less, secured with private accounts, because while the government could succumb to pressure to reduce benefits or change the age of eligibility at any time, returns on, for example, US Treasury bonds will be paid with virtual certainty. A system using private accounts would be restricted to allow only low-risk investments so return would be assured. Converting Social Security into private accounts does not mean workers would be free to put their contribution to high-risk ventures. People would not be allowed to invest their Social Security savings in individual stocks or rather highly volatile investments. The plan would only allow relatively low-risk investments such as a conservative mix of bonds and stock funds. Reason number eight, private retirement accounts give workers the contractual right to retirement benefits, a right missing with the current Social Security system. A retiring legal immigrant eligible for Social Security benefits who paid into the system for 19 years was denied his Social Security retirement money after being deported for being a member of the Communist Party. Under a privatized Social Security system, workers would have full property rights in their retirement accounts. They would own the money in them the same way people own their IRAs or 401k plans. Congress would have no right to touch that money. Reason number 9, Social Security taxes have become excessive. The maximum Social Security tax instituted by the Social Security Act of 1935 was $60. As of 2015, it was $7,347 for employees and employers, which is over 700% higher than inflation. The Social Security tax has risen from 2% to 6% and is as high as 12% for the self-employed. The amount of income that is subject to payroll taxes climbed from $3,000 in 1935 to $118,500 in 2015. Rather than having so much of their earnings be taken by the government in the form of high Social Security taxes, money put into private accounts will remain under each worker's control. And reason number 10, private accounts cannot be raided by Congress or the president. In the past, budget surpluses in the Social Security were used by the federal government to fund other government spending, including the purchase of treasury bonds to offset budget deficits. Money kept in private accounts is under each individual beneficiary's control, so it cannot be diverted for non-Social Security purposes. So what are your thoughts? Should we privatize Social Security? If you like this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing. I talk about money and everything related to it, so don't miss out. And as always, take care of your money.